Hello, Jennifer here at Peacock-Smith. Today we're going to do another basic on Velamints jars. We're going to talk about how to line them. Now you can use anything to line them. You can use paper, you can use fabric, you can use felt, and in my different patterns I'll use different things so you can see them there. But now I'm showing you the basics. So what you're going to need is your free pattern from my website. So sign on and get that. You're going to need whatever you're going to line it with and your tin. I haven't decorated the tin yet. I've only covered it in its first layer, but we shall do that in a minute. And you need glue. In fact, this is not going to be a Mod Podge option. This is just glue because we're gluing this to the walls here. So I've printed out my free pattern. I've cut the pieces of the pattern out, which are now my template for every time I fill one of those. And it says on here, top and bottom cut 2. So it's the same shape for in here as it is for down there. And this one is the sides, so it's going to do the insides in here. So there are 2 ways you can do this. If you're very game or stupid, you can lay it down, whichever way you look at it. You can lay it down and just cut, or you can trace it with a marker pen and then cut it out. So I recommend, if you've not done it before and you're not confident with just cutting, that's going off track, that you trace it properly, but it's up to you. So I am if you like. Okay, here we go. Glue, glue, glue. We need a lot of glue for this one. It might not be enough, but that's okay. We're going to start off by doing, I always do the edges first because this fits nicely and squishes in. So I don't know if you can see, there's a lip, the same lip as this, and we're only putting the felt under the lip. We're not putting it on top of the lip. It's going to fit in there. So when we glue here, this is on the outside, but there are 2 tiny little pieces of metal there. So you can glue this, but you can't glue those tiny bits of metal. Tiny bits of metal. Okay, so we're going to glue the whole thing, but only up to the line and not including that little bit there. And we are being extremely liberal with our glue. If you were doing paper, I'd hold back a little bit. If you're doing fabric, somewhere in between. But felt is very fibrous and the fibers stick out. So if you've only got a little bit of glue, it can glue to the very outer fibers and not really get any of the bulk of the felt. And I'm really doing those corners over enthusiastically. Now I'm going to have to make sure, roll this up, and we're going to roll it onto the end like that. So the action is, we're going to put it in, we're going to hold it to the wall, and then we're going to push it, push it, push it, push it, push it. So I'm going to start in this back left corner, roll it up, put it in, push it into that corner, then move to this wall, move to this corner, move to this corner, and move to that corner. I hope you can see that just slotted in perfectly under the lip and it met. You can slide it around and join it. Felt is quite forgiving. We're going to be pressing it in for the next 10 minutes as we're doing everything else. Felt is just not great at that. We're going to put a whole lot on the bottom and send that down. It's really important to not get any glue on the outside of your felt. Use your paintbrush to mush it around, mush it in the corners. I don't know how much of that you can see. Oop. But I'm mushing the corners, which holds down both the bottom and the sides. Do another round of pushing. I hope you can get a good sense of what's happening in there. And then another really big, but just because I've got a bit left in here, and this is my last project for the minute, I'm really going to mush that around, pop that in. Oop. Center it as neatly as possible, and hey presto, we have a lovely inside. If you're going to be using your Velamint tins as a hope chest, you can put anything you like in here. If you're going to use it for a pill box, I recommend not lining it. You really need things to be food safe. I don't line the edges in here because they're going to go over that. So again, the bits that need to stay clean are that edge and its corresponding inside there. So there you have it, your lining on the inside. I'm going to go and let this dry, and then we can paint it.